Happy Friday and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. We've got another fabulous day lined up for all of you guys watching at home. We've got another of our birthday special craft alongs that's going to be coming up at 3 p.m. UK time here. But of course, we're kick-starting this Friday. Let's be honest, it's a little bit dull outside here in the UK at least. It's a little bit drizzly, not too warm. So we're bringing a little bit of sunshine into your day with this morning's wake-up call. But it's not just me on my own for this morning's wake-up call. I'm very, very excited to be joined by a super, super inspirational and absolutely lovely lady over on the other side of the studio. She's going to be bringing us lots of inspiration throughout the full course of the day. It is the lovely Jan Brown. Good morning, Jan.
Good morning, Lily. Yes, I'm not sure whether this is not our first show together. Lily.
I was thinking that. I think it is because I've been in your ear before. I've produced before, so I've been in Jan's ear. Poor Jan is all I can say. Yes. But I don't think we've been together in the studio.
I was driving up this morning trying to think, and I thought, I'm sure I haven't actually got a show that I've had with Lilly before. So yes, our first this morning. Looking forward to it. We've got some fabulous products, and I've actually brought my Halloween gear for later. We're going all spooky at 6 o'clock tonight with that Halloween craft vault. So so keep tuned throughout the day. We've got craft along in the middle of the day, which I'm really excited about. Can't wait to get started as always, Lily.
It's going to be a super fun day. It's going to be lots and lots of inspiration coming from Jan. As always, I love Jan's demos, so I'm very excited to be with here for Wake Up Call. Throughout the rest of the day, though, the fabulous Debbie Fisher will be back at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. All things spooktacular at 6 o'clock tonight, but Craft Along is coming up at 3 o'clock too. But we'd like to start off this morning's Wake Up Call by giving you a little bit of a sneak peek of the amazing goodies that will be featured on this afternoon's Craft Along. And the Craft Along is all about those amazing swirl embossing folders. These are just so super elegant. And for me, they're one of those staples that you sort of need in your crafty stash. I mean, how often do we go for our flourishes, for our swirls when it comes to our crafting? These are going to be ideal as those scene setters, as those backgrounds for your cards. But as Jan's going to show in this amazing craft along this afternoon, you can actually be using these as that main focal point of your projects, and you can be creating the most gorgeously elegant decorative designs using these fantastic embossing folders. You're getting 6 different 2D embossing folders as part of this collection for a Platinum Club price today of just £17.60 or $28. But I want to share with you these beautiful designs that you'll get when these goodies will be winging their way to you. So first up, we have our beautiful graceful swirls, and all we've done with these is we've literally just run through a little bit of multi-purpose card through our die cutting machine, and then just added a bit of ink to actually highlight those fabulous designs. Look how beautiful that one is though. Next up, we have our beautiful butterfly swirls. Think about perhaps bringing in some of your pens for use with these. You could be picking out some of those butterflies to make a real feature point of those. Just a beautiful swirling design. How elegant is that? And I mean, I want you to be looking at these and don't just be thinking about that 5 by 7 inches in size. Don't just be thinking about those rectangular designs. You can of course be snipping into these. You could even snip all around the edge of that swirl and use it as a separate embellishment, or perhaps you're actually going to be embossing a square panel of card. It's not just about those rectangular shaped cards. You can be doing lots of different shapes and sizes of cards when it comes to these. And don't just think about it as landscape, think about it as portrait as well. Different orientations will work perfectly with these, but think as well about all of those different colouring mediums you've got in your crafty stash. Maybe it's going to be your gilding waxes, perhaps it's going to be your ink pads. I mean, what ink pads are you going to be using? Is it going to be your opaque pigment ink pads? We have got a fabulous bundle of those that we'll be sharing with you a little bit later. Maybe it's those amazing gold shimmer ink pads that we brought you as part of our birthday week offerings. Maybe you're going to be mixing and matching different colours, ombre effects, so many different options when it comes to these fabulous designs that you've got with these amazing embossing folders. But in order to create all those incredible results, you do need to get your hands on this collection. All 6 embossing folders, all of those designs that I've just shared with you right now for a Platinum Club price of £17.60 or $28. Amazing value for money, as these are large scale embossing folders that are going to fill a full card front if you so desire. Now we're going to get a little bit of inspiration with Jan in just a moment, but first up, there's a few of you joining us over on the socials, so I just want to say a few good mornings to all of you lovely people watching at home. In the gallery in my ear, I've got Dean, and I also have Sam for this morning. On the socials, we've got our lovely Alex as well. So who's joining us? Let's say good morning to Michelle. Harry's saying good morning all. Jamie, oh, my Gemini arrives today. How exciting. I have to say, one of my many birthday week orders is out for delivery today, so I'm quite excited. I can't even remember what's in it at this point. I just know it's crafty goodies. I placed maybe 6 or more orders, so could be anything, but I'm excited about that arriving. Mary Ann's saying good morning. Mo Crafts is in saying good morning. Oh, her first birthday order from last week arrives today. How exciting. Lots of deliveries coming to lots of you guys at home as well, I'm sure. Betty saying good morning, as is Carolyn. Gamma 5203. Sherlan saying morning as well. 5 a.m. here in San Antonio, Texas. Wow, that is early, that's for sure. Christine Mahoney's in. She's looking forward to the craft along. Jean's in from a very wet Perthshire. Sounds a bit like here. Kirsty D's in. And Gamma 5203, she receives her box of pretty papers yesterday. Yeah, they are gorgeous, aren't they? But without further ado, I think it's time to get over to Jan to have a little look at these amazing embossing folders in action.
Right, so I've just pulled out a few samples to show you, and a lot of these are using sort of those inky backgrounds, which is what I'm going to show you when we demo how to incorporate your inks. But there are lots and lots of different things. Now, I'm just getting in my ear again that my microphone is disappeared, so I'm talking away. Can you hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I do apologise.
Oh no, I have to say the reason why we're a little bit late going live this morning was because Jan's microphone, we're having a few issues. Unfortunately, Jan's microphone has just disappeared for the moment. So I'm going to take you through these amazing designs once more with these fabulous swirl embossing folders. £17.60 or $28 is your price on these fabulous embossing folders. First up, we have our graceful swirls. I mean, it really, that name does sum it up perfectly, isn't it? It really is graceful, just beautiful. Then next up, we're going to have a little look at our fantastic butterfly swirls, which I love the way you can pick out all the detail on this one, just absolutely beautiful. Then we have our ornamental swirls. Next up, we have our flourishing swirls. Could almost be quite industrial if you want, quite masculine with that one. It's got that slightly more bold, slightly more chunky design to that one, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Then we go on to our filigree swirls. And finally, our elegant swirls is the last of the 6 designs as part of this collection. And all we've done here is we've just added a little bit of ink onto our design, and doesn't that highlight it? Absolutely beautiful. Very easy to get that background design onto all of your beautiful projects, whether it's going to be cards or perhaps you're going to be creating, like Jan is this afternoon, it's going to be a fabulous tissue box that she's creating as part of that craft along. So many different options with these embossing folders. Think about snipping into them. Think about even maybe embossing them multiple times, snipping into them and decoupaging them up. So many options with these, but quite frankly, an amazing price. Just absolutely fantastic, £17.60 or $28. Now, I have mentioned a few of the options, a few of the ways that you can be highlighting the fabulous detail that you've got with these embossing folders, and there's lots of different ways that you can be adding colour to these, but ink pads is an ideal way that you can start to highlight those designs using your embossing folders. And we've got a fantastic bundle of pigment ink pads that you can be using to actually highlight these designs, but of course you can be using these for a range of different applications in your crafting. So for a platinum good price today of £28 or $40, you're getting all 9 ink pads, all these gorgeous colours that I'm about to show you now. Now, pigment ink pads, what are they all about? Well, we have lots of different ink pads within our range here at Crafters Companion, within our Spectrum Noir range, and it's one of those, they all have a different job, they all have a different purpose, and pigment ink pads are those ones that stay wetter for a little bit longer. They're the ones that we say they've got a little bit of a longer open time, and that's fantastic in terms of your blending, so you're going to be able to get those lovely blended and shaded backgrounds using your pigment ink pads. But the fact that they stay wetter for that little bit longer also means you can heat emboss with these. So start using these amazing pigment ink pads, sprinkle some of your clear embossing powder over the top, and you can get that fabulous emboss design. So every single ink pad colour that I'm about to show you, think of all of those colours can actually be your custom coloured embossing powder as well. So first up, we have our Spring Meadow. Absolutely gorgeous green. I mean, look at that. That just brings a smile to your face. And I think on a day like today, when the weather is like it is here, that's the sort of colour we need in our craft room, that is for sure. Next up, gorgeous colour with our Damson Wine. Look how beautifully rich that is. I'm not going to stick my finger in because then quite frankly this lovely white table would not be looking so white anymore, but if I was to stick my finger into that ink pad, you'd see that it's a little bit more spongy. It's got a little bit more give to it, unlike our water reactive ink pads that have that felt covering. That's that lovely spongy ink pad, allowing you to lay down that rich pigment colour nice and easily, nice and quickly, and you get real opaque pigment effects with these. Then we've got our Misty Morning. This one's sealed. I will be good. I will not actually open this one up. I do sort of want to, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to leave it sealed. But greys are so important in your crafty stash. They're so important to have all those different shades of grey ink pads for adding your shading. Maybe it's going to be onto a white item that you're actually adding a bit of colour to. A little bit of grey shading works an absolute treat. Then we have our Plum Jam. I love this colour. It is a dark, lovely, deep sort of it's a dark pinky purpley colour. It's just absolutely gorgeous. A little bit darker than your fuchsia, but not quite as dark as some of your deeper purples. Then next up we have our beautiful pink tulip. It's that really soft pink, just gorgeous with that colourway. Then we've got our orange, lovely bright orange colour, being perfect for this time of year when we're thinking about all things Halloween with those autumnal colours, those fall colours that we're seeing out in nature. Bordeaux, absolutely beautiful rich red colour, really deep red tone to that Bordeaux. Then we've got our Oasis, lovely slightly greeny blue tinge with that one, but a very useful colourway. And then finally, I do say it, but I love my brown ink pads. They're perfect for adding those distressed, those vintage, those aged effects to any of your crafting. That is your Friar Brown. So all 9 of those pigment ink pads for a Platinum Club price today of £28 or $40. It's one of those you need in your crafty stash. Now, we've been talking a little bit about our heat embossing. Now, in order to heat emboss, of course, you do need a pigment ink pad. You need that ink pad that's going to stay wetter for a little bit longer, so you've got time to sprinkle that embossing powder over the top. Of course, you're going to need your embossing powder as well, but then you're going to need to have something that's actually going to set that embossing powder. And I have just the thing here. You're going to need a heat tool. And let's be honest, we have a lot of craft. Well, I know I certainly do, and I know you guys at home are exactly the same. We have quite a few Crafters Companion items in our crafty stash. Maybe you've already got some of your Gemini machines. Maybe you've already got your hot glue gun. Do you want your heat tool to match? I certainly did. When we brought this out, I have to say I had another 3 heat tools at home. I know how I ended up with quite so many, I'm not too sure, but I had to have this one. It matches with everything else in your crafty stash. You have got that perfect ability to actually angle and direction that heat nice and easily, because you've got that lovely nozzle on the end, that nice fine points. You've got that ability to direct the heat with this one. Also, 2 different heat settings on this one. I tend to use that lower heat for when I'm drying things like paints or inks, and then that higher heat is the one that we use when we're heat embossing. This is super useful for drying, for heat embossing, for use with shrink plastic as well. But something else that we can use this with is we have our fantastic heat and mould stamping foam. We're actually bringing to you here a bundle of both the heat tool and your heat and mould stamping foam for a Platinum Club price today of £23.98 or $29.52. Now this is absolutely ingenious. If you've never seen this before, basically what it allows you to do is actually turn anything, and I mean anything, I mean even a piece of pasta for goodness sake, or a leaf from out in your garden, yeah, you can turn it into a stamp. How amazing is that? All you need to do is you need to actually just use your heat tool to heat up that block of foam, and you're actually getting 4 blocks included in this one pack here. Heat that up, then press in the item that you want to create a stamp of into that stamping foam. That's going to create your own impressioned stamp. Apply your ink and then just stamp with it like you would any normal stamp. Anything at all you can turn into your own stamp. It could be embossing folders, it could be little keys, it could be metal charms, it could be buttons, or it could be anything that you're finding around the house, anything you're finding in nature. I have to say, when I first got my hands on this, I was super excited. I was sort of running around the house trying to find all different items that I could be creating impressions of. I was out in nature finding little old skeleton leaves, and you can create all of those into your very own stamps. And the beauty of this as well is it's completely reusable and remoldable. All you need to do, just clean the ink off when you finish stamping, Then just apply the heat again using your fantastic heat tool, and that's going to completely remold and reshape that foam back to that original shape, that original block, and you can continue creating stamps time and time again from this amazing stamping foam. Honestly, it's absolutely ingenious, and it's one of those you can just have a good old play with. Once you get that in your crafty stash, you are going to have so much fun playing with your heat and mold stamping foam. So you're getting both your fantastic heat tool and your pack of your heat and mold stamping foam for £23.98 or $29.52. Just bear in mind as well, you will find over on the website, on your relevant website, whether it's UK or US, we have got separate heat tools for the UK and US. So you will rest assured have the correct cable, the correct plug for wherever you are in the world. Now, I've shared a few beautiful goodies with you already. I think it's time to give you a chance to check out the baskets. If you've got your embossing folders in your baskets, make sure that you get those checked out, because I know you're going to be wanting to join Jan for that craft along this afternoon. But let's give you a chance to check out those check out the website. Well, you can check out the website while you're checking out those baskets, and we'll be back in just a few moments. See you in a minute.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. Shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Yeah. Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, briars, misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns, and templates. Gemini Pro, Junior, and the OG. Gemini Go, Mini, and the MIDI. Tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens, and aqua blends. Illustrators, classics, and tri-blends, and color blends, and glitter pens, and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue applicators, envelope box creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard. Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte flat card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bugs, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tech tape and brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam. Outline markers, DVDs, spelled quick writing pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft mask, full press, sparkle pots, Centura Pearl and sticky dots, pigment, ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, gear of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, ultimate first compendium, Sarah signature collections, and don't forget discovery kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll, foam on a roll.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. Now, we've shared with you the gorgeous designs that you're getting as part of this fabulous collection of embossing folders. It's going to be featured on this afternoon's Craft Along, but don't worry, you don't have to wait until 3 p.m. UK time to see these fantastic designs in action, because we're going to hop over to Jan right now and she's going to give us a little bit of inspiration using these fantastic embossing folders.
Right, keeping everything crossed this time. We can hear him this time. I was chattering away last time. My husband would have enjoyed that version. Chattering away but no voice. So yeah, I've just got a few samples to show you using those ink backgrounds, and that's what we're going to do in the demo, and then I will show you what we're going to be doing for the craft along as well. So you can just see how these are really nice, either a focal point, an addition, like Liz said, cutting them down, which is what we're going to do later on in the craft along. We're going to cut them to fit the size of our project. But those lovely ink backgrounds, if you're not into the inky backgrounds, then you can use your pattern papers behind them. You know, you can get the gilding wax out, things like that. This one's got a little bit of added glitter just to catch that detail. You can use your pens over the top of them, lots and lots of different ways. That one's been sanded. Ooh. So the cardstock taken back to that that sort of core colour underneath. And then again, not just for your card making projects, this one really caught my eye. So again, you know, putting those panels on the front of the box and then creating, just trimming them down to go around the sides as well. We've had a little bit of shaker in there, but however you want to decorate them, there are so many different ways. And then I was sort of having a think about things that I'd not done and came up with the little tissue box cover.
Oh, I love that, Jan.
So inside here, I've just got my normal box of tissues. Other brands are available. I'm going to pinch one of those actually because I can't find any kitchen paper, so I'm just going to grab one of those. That was handy, wasn't it? Yeah, we've designed this to literally fit straight over the top. And I've decorated mine, but again, it can be for any occasion. I've just put "Hope You're Feeling Better Soon" on mine, but we'll talk about that later when we get to the craft along. So this is what we're going to be making. You can see I've not used the whole 5 by 7 inch piece. I've made the embossing folder fit the piece of cardstock that I wanted to work with. So we'll come back to that later if you can join us at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then I'm going to go into a demo with some of our inks and embossing folders that Lily's already shown you. So I've taken, it was hard to choose which one to demo.
Oh, and they're all gorgeous.
Beautiful, they really are. And I was going through them and like, how do I choose? But I think the pink on the packaging got me in the end. So we've gone for Flourishing Swirls. And these are a 2D embossing folder, excuse me. This happens every time I go live.
Oh.
So now we've got everything working, my voice is disappearing.
Oh dear.
There we go. So a 2D embossing folder, you've got that beautiful scroll detail inside there. And what I'm actually going to do first, I've cut my card down to fit inside here for the size of the project that I want to do. But we're actually going to ink this up first, using some of those opaque ink pads that Lily's just shown you we've got available today on the show. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for a second. And I'm actually going to do my, I usually have these ready done, and I thought, no, I'm actually going to show you the technique this morning. So literally, I'm going to take my ink pad and apply it all over that glass mat. Not literally all over, but...
Can you imagine? Blimey, be here all day.
Yeah, enough. All right, now you can actually do this on your craft mat if you wish. But again, get plenty of ink down on there. We might need to add a little bit more. And then I'm just going to bring in my spritzer, which has just got plain normal tap water in. And I'm going to activate and just sort of moisten those inks a little bit. You can do this with watercolour card. I've actually got a piece of multi-purpose card. So as long as it's got, you know, that smooth surface, I prefer the smooth to the pitted surface of the watercolour card, but it does work with both. And then I'm just literally going to go in here and give it a good smoosh around, and you can see how it starts to pick up that colour. So again, it's just a case of swooshing it in there, technical term, until you're happy with the colour on there. Now, what I did at home was actually build this up. And I actually built all the layers up of colour, but I am struggling to locate my heat tool at the minute. So we might have to just go with
I don't know if this one is... Jan, I'm being a little bit roguey. I don't know if this one's open, you know. Well, it will be in a minute.
It will be in a minute.
It will be in a minute. Aye.
Lily to the rescue. So again, what I'd normally do is dry this layer in between to set it. It is almost there. But our Lily's coming in with, thank you. I'm just going to bob down and pop that into my my electric down here. Oh, just pop that in there for a second. Just bear with me for a second.
Just while Jan's plugging that in, let's say a few more hellos. Good morning to Sandra Dundas. Victoria's saying good morning. Sheila Swift is in, as is Jane L. Safdie. Sarah Brown, Morning, Sarah. Margaret is saying good morning, and Cheryl is saying good morning. Oh, she got all her birthday week orders today. It was like Christmas. Oh my goodness, I can imagine. Isn't it so exciting when you get all those new crafty goodies? Nothing better, is it? It's just fantastic. Oh dear. Nobody heard that.
It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? I can just tell. What with driving up here through the fog this morning that was like pea soup, I can just tell it's going to be one of those days.
So it's not been quite as foggy up here, but my mum lives down Jan's neck of the woods, and she messaged me last night saying they drove back and it was very, very foggy down there. So definitely does feel like November, that is for sure. And it will be November next week. Goodness me, where this year is going, I'm not too sure. But wow, that is looking gorgeous, that background. Oh no, we've got a non-functioning heater.
It's definitely going to be one of those days, Lily. Right, I'm going for the old-fashioned technique.
And give it a little waft.
And we're just going to give it a little waft for a second or two.
Oh dear.
It's not wet, so it's not saturated. And you can emboss your card while it is slightly damp. It does create a really nice embossed feature, but I would prefer it to be dry. So I'm just literally going to dab any excess moisture off there.
Hey, it was a good job you made a tissue box cover, wasn't it? It's
wasn't it just? Yeah, I've got no kitchen paper, I've got no heat tool, and honestly, it's definitely going to be one of those days, I can just tell. So now we've got the colour on there that I'm looking for, and I'm going to add a bit more colour once we've embossed. I'm going to pop this fairly central inside my embossing folder, making sure that this is actually on the card. So I'm just going to move it over a second. Just a little bit there to make sure that this pattern is actually inside that cardstock there.
And do you cut your card ever so slightly smaller than your embossing folder?
I always do, yeah. This one's actually a bit less than I would do normally. The embossing folders are roughly 5 by 7. I would normally go for 6 3/4 by 4 3/4.
Okay.
This is just a fraction less because of the mats and layers that I wanted to build up for my card. So I did start out with a larger piece when I originally created my project, and then just took it down slightly. So you can see I've got a little bit of a gap all the way around, but I'm not too worried about that because it's this section that I want. So our 2D embossing folders then just need the 2 lots of outside plates, what I call my slices of bread.
Okay.
All right, slices of bread, and this is the filling. This is the cheese and the ham, Lily. Yeah, I've not heard that one
there
before.
We go. Yeah, I think I have, yeah, but it does always give me a little giggle. I do like that.
So we're just going to pop that one inside there, and I always pass it through my Gemini with the hinge of the embossing folder going in first.
Now that's interesting because me and Corinne had a little disagreement on Wake Up Call on Wednesday because we actually do the opposite.
Do you?
Shall I tell you what I've started doing? I always put my hinge on the left-hand side. I find personally it works better for me, but
I've found
Corinne
sometimes
agrees
if
with
I
you.
don't put the hinge through first, I get that wrinkling in the cardstock. But again, you know, like we said, there is no right and wrong.
Yeah.
You do what suits you. It's like I wouldn't say that that's wrong.
No.
It's just different. And there are so many different ways of doing things in craft. And if what works for you works,
Go for
absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
But you can see there now, we've got that gorgeous embossed detail there.
Yeah,
you
look
can
at
just
that.
see on the front, and if I just flip that while our Sam's in nice and close, you can see that debossed area as well. It's coming a bit closer, look, to take a look. Absolutely. So you can use either side. I'm actually going to use this raised side because I want to add a little bit more detail to this now. So I'm going to bring the same ink pad back in, which was my Oasis ink from the opaque pigment range. And I've also got a brush, which you've seen me use these before. We haven't actually got these in our arsenal yet. I'm hoping our Leanne's working on them, but you can get them on the internet. But I just find doing it this way, we're just going to sweep across here, and that raised area starts to pick up all the ink. And it's a really nice way of getting that colour, and then I'm going to turn it so that I'm coming across it the other way from the other side. And you can just see how it brings up that colour really nicely. And then once I'm happy at that stage, I'm just going to start and go round and round because it's a nice swirly pattern. Just so that it gets it sort of from all sides. And you can see how much more now that's actually brought out that colour. Yeah.
Isn't it funny because they're only I say only 2D embossing folders, but it does look really quite 3D. I always think with
Honestly,
these.
the depth of the embossing, but with the 2D, it means that it's all the same height. So it's all been raised the same height. With the 3D, you get different levels of embossing. So some of it's actually more sculpted than others. But it is well raised off the page. So, you know, ideal. Say that we're going to use the gilding wax later. Ideal for that. And then I've just brought my sponge applicator in as well, because I just wanted to emphasize that colour around the edge of the card as well, just to give it sort of like a faux layer around the edge.
Yeah.
Now I haven't actually put any water on this one to do water splats, but you can also add, you know, you can do the splashing technique on here as well. But I've just literally left it as it was. So we'll pop those to one side, and I'll just give this a little bit of a wipe. And you can see now we've got that beautiful piece all good to go. So I'm not actually going to go through the process of popping all the layers together. What I've done is I've actually done a finished sample using this just to show you how we can actually pop this into play. So if I bring in my card at the side of it,
oh, gorgeous.
you can see where I've got that exact same piece where I've done the embossing, I've done the inking, and then we've actually enhanced the ink on the swirl. Matted and layered, so I've gone for a little tiny sliver of silver mirror card, and then I've got some turquoise pearlescent Centura Pearl underneath for my mats and layers. I've stamped straight onto my design. So once I was happy with it, this went in my stamping platform and stamped straight onto here. And then I've just added some little accents. And I did bring the other two dies because we're often asked about what did I use on here. I've talked about this one a lot. This is a favourite of mine.
Oh, it is mine as well.
This is from one of the Sarah signature ranges, the Garden Party range, which must be a couple of years at least ago now.
Oh, yeah, at least.
But the details in this one, and the little flower and the butterfly particularly, are what I've used to access this one. So this is always in that box that I'm always talking about at the side of my desk. Then I was doing some clearing out the other day. I was trying to organise something and came across these, and there is a lovely set of sentiments. Now, I'm not sure whether any of these are still available, but I know a lot of you guys may already have them in your stash, and we were talking about this last time I was here about getting stuff out and actually using it. So there's some beautiful sentiments there, and I've just put the "You Make My Heart Smile." I just thought that was a really nice one for sending a generic card, and show you that one from the front, just using those lovely swirl embossing folders there.
Isn't that beautiful? And actually using those as that focal point on your cards, doesn't that look so pretty? Bringing those pigment ink pads into play as well, just a gorgeous make. And I have to say, I adore the colourways that Jan's used on that one. And that's just one of the almost countless ways that you can use these fantastic embossing folders. Collection of 4 different embossing folders as part of this collection. I said 6 embossing folders as part of this collection. £17.60 or $28 for every single one of those designs that you see in there. All around 5 by 7 inches in size. Fabulous statement size, like you've just seen with that gorgeous card by Jan. They can create that full card front on your larger scale cards as well. And as part of this collection, you are getting the 6 different designs. I don't know how you choose between them, but the beauty with this collection is you get them all, so no need to choose. The only difficult thing is when you get them home, you're creating your first project, you've then got to choose what design you're working with first. That's the difficult part, but at least you'll have all of those beautiful designs to choose from. So first up, we have our gorgeous, graceful swirls. Then we move on to our next design, which is our butterfly swirls. I think potentially that might be my favourite. You know what I'm like for a butterfly, and I think you can sort of pick out the detail in those even more. Maybe mixing and matching with some of the pattern papers you've got in your crafty stash that feature butterfly designs. That would work a treat alongside that one. And then we move on to our ornamental swirls. Then we have this beautiful flourishing swirls, and think of snipping into these, think of using these on small panels. Maybe you're going to do it against 3 different sort of triptych design panels. Of course you can be doing that as well. Don't just think about using these on that full 5-inch by 7-inch panel. Then we've got our filigree swirls, and finally our last of our 6 gorgeous designs is our elegant swirls. all 6 embossing folders, 2D embossing folders, around about 5 inches by 7 inches in size, for a Platinum Club price today of just £17.60 or $28. I mean, these are going to be staples in your crafty stash. You're going to be using them all year round. You could even Christmas these up, depending on the papers, depending on the sentiments and embellishments that you're adding onto these. They're going to be those ones that you'll be using an awful lot, that is for sure. Now, if we're card crafters, let's be honest, we need card in our crafty stash to actually get creating with. And we've got a fantastic bundle of card that we're bringing to you on today's show. Now, we've sort of themed this to work perfectly for all of those Halloween creations, but as you'll see in just a moment, these are very useful colourways that you'll be using day in, day out in your crafting, not just when it comes to that Halloween crafting. So this is all about your Centura Pearl. I have to say, I love my Centura Pearl. I think it gives such a luxurious finish to all of your crafty creations. You've got 310 GSM on this amazing cardstock that we've got with Centura Pearl. Single-sided, that beautiful pearly shine on the front side of this cardstock. First up, we have our darks, which is a 5 different colourway pack, 40 sheets in total, A4 in size, just absolutely beautiful range of colourways that you've got as part of that collection, and a range of different colours in there, from your purples, your blacks, your chocolates, all included in that pack. Then we move on to some of our 10 sheet packs, but once again, you've still got that amazing quality construction weight, 310 GSM, making it ideal for making your card bases, for your matting and layering, for your die cutting, even for creating your construction projects as well. It's going to be absolutely ideal. That's your Christmas green, so of course it's going to work perfectly for your Christmas makes as well as your Halloween creations too. Then I'll be honest, we've not quite got 10 sheets. We're down to just 3 sheets, which is not great, is it, with our cherry? Somebody clearly likes this colourway. Don't worry, you will be getting a full pack of 10 sheets, but that is your beautiful cherry. Great for your Christmas makes. It works perfectly alongside your Christmas green as well. I have to say, that's one of my favourites. I love that. Pair that with black and white and it looks super classy. Next up, this is going to be ideal for your Halloween and your fall makes. It's your pumpkin, beautiful colour you've got on that. 10 sheets once again. Then we move on to our mint green, that lovely soft minty fresh green, ideal for your springtime creations as well. And one of my most favourite colourways of Centura Pearl, something so classy and elegant about this one, it's your black. 10 sheets of your black, taking the total up to 90 sheets across those 6 packs of card for a Platinum Club price today of, wow, just £20 or $28 for all of that fantastic quality cardstock. Definitely one that you want to stock up on. And of course, don't forget, it's not limited to one per customer, so if you're really loving those colourways, you can be going for multiples of those collections as well. Now, if you want really quick creations for Halloween, maybe if you're thinking, do you know what, I want to get the kids involved, I want really quick and easy makes for those Halloween creations, then this you cannot go far wrong with, that is for sure. This is our Halloween gift bag paper pad, 72 sheets in total, allows you to create an amazing 36 gift bags. These are so easy to put together. Honestly, you literally just fold them together. They're even pre-scored for you. You've even got the matching gift tags that you can just pop onto these with a little bit of ribbon to finish them off, and they look absolutely amazing. Wow, all of these for just £8.15 or $14.36. These are fabulous. They're great for your quick makes, but you can take them one step further as well, and I know Jan's got a few fabulous samples that she'd like to share with you using this paper pad right now.
I just think, like you said, Lily, these are a fabulous idea. You know, if you're wanting to craft either for yourself, with the children, with the grandchildren, they're so simple to put together and very decorative. So I've just pulled a few samples out, just showing you the very basic one here, and I don't mean that in any derogatory way whatsoever. The cardstock, the paper actually speaks for itself. This is just one of the gift bags and one of the tags, and that's what I meant about it being a basic design. But when you look at all that detail, and I'm going to spin it round because I think I would have struggled as to which side to use.
Oh yeah,
look at that. I just think that is so very typically Halloween with the spooky house there, isn't it, with the moon in the background. We've actually got full moon, I think, this weekend, on Saturday night, tomorrow night. And on the radio coming up here as well, I digress again, don't I? They was talking about it being a partial eclipse as well.
Oh wow, okay.
But if it's going to be very rainy and foggy, we may not see it here in the UK. So yeah, that one was just taken straight from the pad, popped together, added the gift tag. But then, you know, taking it on a step from there, you know, adding the gift tags, but then maybe add some, you know, if you've bought some of the dies and the stamp sets that we've had on, then you can add your own extra embellishments, which is what we're going to do this morning with our demo. Little bits of ribbon from your stash. I love the little bats. And again, this one's similar. We've used the tag out of the selection here, added some ribbon to it, but again using die cuts just to add that little bit of extra detail. So that's what we're actually going to do with the demo. And there is just one more thing that I wanted to mention with these as well. The pad obviously is a consumable. So when you get your pad home and you start cracking through your little gift bags, maybe you're having a Halloween party, maybe you want to do, you know, if you've got an actual birthday around Halloween, these would make great little party bags.
Oh yeah.
Or again, you know, if you're just wanting to do a few Halloween treats. But obviously the pad is a consumable. But what I've done with these in the past, if I've wanted something different, is I've used one of these as a template.
Okay.
So all your paper pads that you have in your stash, and I know if you're anything like me, you've got hundreds, and I know our Lily's the same.
Oh yes.
So you can lay one of these over the top of one of your 12 by 12 sheets, and you can draw around it and cut it out in any particular design that you want, or even in cardstock if you wanted to. So bear that in mind. So I've just taken one of them out, and I must admit I have started with all the folds. They come pre-scored. All right, so there are a lot of vertical score lines across the width of the bag, and then you've got a horizontal one across the bottom that allows you to turn up the bottom of the bag. Now, again, in Jan fashion, let's do it differently. We're actually going to use the plainer side.
Okay.
So these are double-sided, so you can use either or. You'll see the ones that I showed you earlier, we've used the more detailed side, and if you can just see that little sneaky peek inside, there is the plainer version. But because I'm going to add some detail to mine, I'm going to use that plainer side. So I've literally just done all my score lines the opposite way and folded that detail piece inside. So I've literally got it all folded ready. Fold it across, just burnish those in, teach that cardstock with your bone folder where you want it to go. And these are all ready to go. Now, if you haven't come across these before, down this gusset side here, you've got a partial score line that then goes into a little triangle. And that's what makes that sort of shaping at the side of the box. So all you need to do is, I've got my mounting folds on all the outside pieces of the bag, and then the inside one, I've folded the opposite way. So I've got a little valley fold in here, and then where that diagonal bit is, just tease it into place. You can see there where it's just formed that little tiny triangle at the bottom. So when I put this together now, you've got that traditional shaping going on for your bag. And then simply, you just need I think the best thing for this is your tape pens. It keeps it all nice and straightforward. And all I'm going to do on this very end tab that's angled is add some of my glue tape. So I've got my double-sided tape pen there. If you prefer to use wet glue, or if you prefer to use double-sided tape, absolutely fine. I just think this one means there's no mess whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to fold the other side and match these two together. Simply sticking those two together to form the edge of that. And then I usually just give it a burnish to make sure that that glue is adhered nicely. So you can see now, shape of the bag, nice and straightforward. The bottom, equally straightforward. You don't have to use any glue for this. You can if you wish. You can actually add a strengthening piece inside if you're going to put something in there that's a bit heavier. But how these actually work, if I fold all these out so that you can see here, we're going to pop the one that's got the two legs on in first. Then we're going to fold these edges in from the sides, and then this one just tucks under the middle, and your job is done. If I just pop that in there, you can see how you've got that base. And that, if you're just going to pop something light in there, that's probably sufficient. Sometimes I actually pop a little bit of glue on this little tab here, which was the last one that we folded in, and tuck it. If you use wet glue, you can just slide underneath. And if I am popping something in that's a little bit heavier, I'll cut a piece of cardstock and just pop it right down with my all-purpose glue, make it nice and strong, and just pop it right down in the bottom to sort of reinforce that base. But generally, this is where we've got to. Now what I've done is, because I've got the All Hallows Eve collection on the show as well later, I've actually used some of the embellishments from here.
Why not?
And I have cut these ready again. So I've used a little skull and crossbones just to make my own little gift tag here.
How cute is
so again,
that?
just cut some scrap card. This is actually my, you know, I've got a big box of scrap linen cardstock.
Oh, yeah.
So I've just gone for a colour that matches my gift bag. And then I've cut some white scrap, and then we've cut the little skull and crossbone. On the back, I've just handwritten on the back of it, and I've popped some black and white twine just to keep that theme of the black and white going. So that's my little tag there. I've also cut some elements from here. In fact, I've cut all of these out, and I've just made a little piece that's going to go across my bag. So we've got the witch, slightly larger on the packet than what they are when they're die cut. Got the cauldron, which I've just put some little, you can see the little bubbles in there, just some little clear gems. As look as if it's bubbling over. We've got the black cat, and then I also cut out the little bat as well. We're going to use the little bat as an embellishment as well.
And you will see details at the bottom of your screen of that all Hallows Eve selection. We will go through that in a little bit more detail a bit later on in the show, but if you're wanting to get your hands on all those gorgeous embellishment dies that Jan's used there, then that's the one you need to go for. Today's price being £38 or $50, but of course take an extra 20% off that if you're part of our amazing Platinum Club.
And then this one is an absolute favourite, I must admit. I absolutely adore this. They are slightly larger on the packet than actual size, which is why I've just taken that one out to show you the sizing. But this actually cuts out beautiful font. And you've got that, if I pop it on the back of the white one, you'll be able to see a bit better that gorgeous, happy Halloween sentiment there. So again, you can actually build this up. If you cut it out of foam, you can actually use that as a layer to build it up. I know a lot of the team like to do the drop shadows on them. I just wanted to keep the black silhouette today. I've not done anything else with it other than cut it out of some of our matte black cardstock, which is what I've used for all the embellishments. So what I'm going to do with these then is I think I'm going to jump to my wet glue.
Okay.
So I've got my all-purpose glue there, and I'm just going to pop, I've cut this, the strip to the size just to fit across the bottom of the...
Oh, lovely.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pop my sentiment on here. We're going to have the little bat, and then I've got my tag to go around the top.
Oh, that's
so I'm just going to stick
lovely.
those together, Lily, and then I will show you what that looks like when it's all finished. Just basically to show you that, you know, you can take your embellishment as far as you wish.
Absolutely.
If you wanted to just pop them out of the packet and use the tags, you've got that option. If you want to incorporate it with some of the other goodies that you may have bought over this Halloween period, then you can add these extra little pieces.
Certainly can. Now, while Jan's just sticking those elements together onto that fabulous bag, let's say a few more hellos to everyone joining us this morning for Wake Up Call. Helen is saying good morning. Oh, it's a dull day here in Birkenhead. Yeah, it sounds like it's very dull pretty much all over the UK this morning. Definitely crafting weather, that is for sure. Eleanor is saying good morning to me, Jan, everyone, and also all of the CTV team. Good morning, Eleanor. Alison Mars in from a very wet Aberdeenshire. She's glad to be indoors crafting and getting inspiration. Yeah, it's definitely crafting weather, like we say. Carol G's in from Yorkshire. Good to see Jan back on our screens. Absolutely. We always love having Jan here, giving us so much inspiration. Lots of love coming in for Jan's first card as well from Lois, from Marianne and Eleanor. Question coming in from Rad Rachel. So she's talking about the technique that Jan showed using her blending brushes with the inks. Could you use the Crafter's Companion ink brushes to do the same technique that Jan showed?
I haven't tried that purely because I didn't get my mitts on the brushes. They sold out so quickly when we launched them that I didn't actually get hold of any, so I don't have those. Again, anything like that I would try. So maybe just emboss a scrap. Don't necessarily do a full 5x7 inch piece. Just emboss a scrap and give them a go. That's how I find out most of my things. It's mostly being self-taught and a lot of it is trial and error. Sometimes it works and sometimes you think, nah, it's fine.
Never again.
Be in the bin. Yeah. So yeah, my advice would be to give it a go on a little bit of scrap card that you've passed through the embossing folder and see what kind of result you get.
Do you know what, Rachel? I'm going to stick my neck out. I was actually lucky enough to get me crafty mitts on them. They are back in stock, by the way, as well. But I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say, I think, like Jan says, give it a go, but I think it would work because they're a nice dense brush, our brushes, so I think it probably would work quite nicely, but do give it a go. And Jan's right, it is all about just having a play and an experiment. That's where all the fun is, let's be honest. Michael is saying good morning, and Michelle Harris can't wait to play with her new items. Mo Crafts says she's got the other set of gift bags and agrees that they're very easy to assemble. Paul Pint Chimes 4 is in from South Carolina. Lots of people say they have these bags already, so they're getting inspiration from Jan. Got a question about the embossing folders. Do they go through the Gemini MIDI? Yes, they certainly do, being 5 inches by 7 inches in size. And we've got Christine Mahoney, and she's looking forward to the craft along. She's going to be on this afternoon's craft along.
Excellent.
Ooh, it's exciting. Oh, wow, look at that, Jan. That's come together
So
easily,
again,
hasn't
just
it?
literally, I know I'd stuck some of the pieces together at home, but because we want to try and fit as much in as we can for you. So I've just literally, you know, sort of cut some of the pieces, but that is simply a pass through your chosen machine. A lot of these smaller elements will go right down through the Mini or the MIDI if you have those at home. And again, just adding that extra detail there, you can see where we've just created something a little bit different. You know, they don't have to just be from the pad itself. Mix and match it with all those goodies that you've been buying over the course of the Halloween period that we've had here at Crafters.
Love that, and I love the way that Jan showed that yes, you can use these straight out the pad and create something really quick, really super easy and simple, even something the kiddies or the grandkiddies could be creating. But if you want to take it one step further, if you've got lots of other crafty goodies in your stash, then you can create something as fantastic as Jan has just shown you there. That full collection, that full gift bag pad, all Halloween designs for just £8.15 or $14.36. You are getting 96 elements, wow, 96 elements in total as part of this amazing paper pad, all double-sided. Yes, it's been die cut, but it's also been pre-scored as well, making it so quick and easy to pop these together. You've got those gorgeous designs where one side is the slightly more intense, slightly more layers to that design, and then the reverse is a little bit more subtle, but we just saw there how fabulously well that reversed also works. It's not just about that more heavily patterned side. You can still get fabulous results by using that reverse of the gift bag pads. Gives it such a professional look and finish as well when you've got the inside decorated just like the outside. And then as we move to the back of the pad, you've actually got your die cut gift tags as well. They're going to finish off your makes absolutely perfectly. All pre-die cut, just need to pop those out of the pad, and there's actually a design which will match every single design of gift bag even, so you know everything's going to match absolutely perfectly. All 96 elements, that full pad that you see in here for a Platinum Club price of just £8.15 or $14.36. Now I've had lots of inspiration from Jan there. We've shown you some fantastic deals as well, so I think it's time that we give you an opportunity to check out those baskets, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes for even more inspiration and lots more crafty goodies too.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action. Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website. Our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to help you add those crafty goodies to your basket and check out. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. First, head on over to the Crafters Companion homepage. Select the correct geographical location at the top of the page. Next, log into your My Crafters account. Explore the site and products using the navigation bar at the top of the screen. When you find the product you want, add to your basket by clicking the Add to Basket button. You'll then have the option to view your basket or continue shopping. If you want to check out, click View Your Basket. Here you can see the list of items you've added along with the order summary on the right-hand side of the screen. This is also where you'll see your loyalty discount. And just remember, the price you're seeing at this stage is excluding any delivery charges. This will also be your opportunity to add any discount codes you may have. Simply type in the code, hit apply, and if your code is valid, you should see the correct amount of discount deducted from your order total. Once you're happy to go ahead with your order, click the Proceed to Checkout button in the summary box on the right-hand side of your screen. If you want to use ShopPay, PayPal or Google Pay, you can select the relevant option under Express Checkout and you'll be given instructions on how to check out. If you have a gift card, you can enter the code on the right-hand side of the screen and press Apply. You should see the correct amount of discount deducted from your total. If you'd like to pay by card, the details linked to your account should appear in the relevant fields. If these aren't showing, you'll need to fill out the correct details. When you've entered your payment information, click the Continue to Shipping button at the bottom of the screen. Select your preferred shipping option, click Continue to Payment. Here you can enter your card details or select ShopPay, PayPal or ClearPay. Next, make sure the correct billing address is entered under the billing address section, or if this is the same as your shipping address, then you'll have the option to select it. Click Pay Now, and that's it. You'll be taken to a thank you page with an order number, and you'll also receive a confirmation email with the details of your crafty purchase, which will be on its way to you very soon.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. Oh, we're having a fantastic wake-up call this morning so far already. So much inspiration provided by Jan and lots of amazing crafty goodies that we've been sharing with you as well. So many of you joining us over on the socials saying how much you're loving Jan's demos already. Ellen is saying those are so cute, Jan, and loving all the samples, loving all the demos as well. Some amazing inspiration coming your way, which is absolutely what it's all about. But we have some amazing deals as well, and this one I really want to share with you because, oh my goodness me, you're saving over £26 or over $36 on this collection. And this is a new collection. This is one of our Halloween offerings from this year. You know, this is not something that's a few years old. This is literally brand new, and this is the biggest Halloween collection we have ever brought you here at Crafters Companion. So it's very excited that I'm still able to offer most of the collection. It's almost all still in stock, so the very best parts of this collection are still in stock, and I'm able to offer it for you today at an amazing price at £30, 40 pence or $40 for absolutely everything I'm about to show you. It's amazing. So first up, let's start off with our treat boxes, and this is our pumpkin treat box. This is fabulous because you can create your own custom designs of treat boxes so easily using this template. All you need to do is take your pencil, draw around the outside of that template, do that twice, cut it out, decorate it however you see fit, and you can get the most incredible 3D pumpkin treat boxes. They're going to be ideal for the little kiddies going out trick-or-treating, or it could even be a home decor piece, perhaps with a little battery operated tea light in the centre. Going to be ideal to be having on your dinner table perhaps, or just scattered around the house. That's going to look fabulous. So that's our pumpkin treat box. Then next up, we move on to some of our fantastic matching stencils and embossing folders. Now first up, we have that fantastic embossing folder in the centre. Emboss that onto your black card, maybe bringing in some of your great gilding waxes onto there, and it's going to look amazing. But perhaps you want to be adding colour to some of that design, but maybe you find it a little bit difficult to sometimes use your ink daubers and pick out certain areas of detail without adding the colour on places you don't want it. Well, we have solved that issue by bringing to you the matching stencils. Lay them over the top and you can pick out the exact areas where you're actually adding the highlights of colour. But of course, a lot of these designs as well are also standalone, so don't just think about using those alongside that embossing folder. You can be using them as separate stencils to start building up your very own backgrounds. Now, talking of building up backgrounds using stencils, we're including even more stencils as part of this collection. This one's super fun and funky, and I'm thinking particularly that slime detail, how amazingly well is that going to work with some of those pigment ink pads that we showed you earlier. Maybe it's going to be that spring meadow that you're adding onto there. Then bring onto there some of your clear embossing powders, and then you can get that really lovely glossy finish to that slime. That's going to look absolutely incredible. A very useful set. But those corners, you could be using those all year round. Maybe using that with some of your gold embossing powders would look fantastic. So not just about Halloween with every single item in this collection. Now this one I think is just absolutely fabulous. This is what I call your builder ghost. So you can create your very own family of ghosts. You've got this stencil in both positive and negative form, which means you can add ink either to the ghost bodies themselves or the ink to the background using the other part of the stencil. Completely up to you how you're using those. But then you get all the little face stamps as well. So you can literally customise every single one of those ghosts to give them real character. I think those are just so much fun. Maybe even personalising them to members in your family or friends that you've got. I think that would just be absolutely fantastic. Love that set of stamps and stencils. Then next up, a very useful set of stamps. You're going to be using these sentiments for all of those Halloween makes, that is for sure. Maybe you're lucky enough to get your hands on some of our Halloween nesting dies. A lot of those sentiments actually work perfectly into that smaller centre die of those nesting die sets. And these are just fabulous because you've got really fun designs. These are going to be great for maybe your Halloween decor makes. Perhaps it's going to be scrapbook pages that you're decorating with these. Just a fantastic set of stamps, however you're choosing to colour them. Then we move on to some of our sets of dies. Now first up we have one of our fantastic edgeable style die sets, this being our spooky pumpkins. And when we talk about edgeable dies, what we mean is one side is going to cut out of your cardstock, the other side is going to stay within your cardstock, allowing you to create lots of different concepts because that piece of cardstock on that side there can be as long or as short as you see fit. And this one is ideal for paper piecing as well, if you love paper piecing like I certainly do. Now, we saw that in that last demonstration with Jan, our Happy Halloween, such a fantastic sentiment die that we've got there. But of course you could be snipping into this as well. It could just say Halloween if you want it to be. It doesn't have to be that entire Happy Halloween if you don't want it to be. But that font is just absolutely fantastic. I think that would work great if you've got some of our funky foam in the black. Cut it in that and you get a real dimension and texture as well, which would look amazing. Next up, we've got our Trick or Treat, a very useful embellishment set of dies. You'll be using that cobweb an awful lot on all those Halloween creations, and the moon and stars once again, very, very useful collection of dies there. Then we've got our Wicked Witch. I mean, so fun, this collection of dies. You've got both the witch and the cauldron, the black cat, it had to be done, didn't it? And that bat as well, a very, very useful die. And because of the size of that, with it being quite a nice small die, think of cutting that multiple times and actually using it in shaker cards. How cool would that look? Then not only are we including the hardware, all the stamps, the dice, the stencils and everything else, we're also including some of the embellishments. So you've got your dewdrops in 3 different sizes, you've got your 3 different colourways of gems, again in 3 different sizes, and we're even bringing to you the ribbon to match. You can see how the gem colours perfectly coordinate with your ribbon colours. 3 different colourways of your satin ribbon, 3 different widths of each you are getting included. I can't quite believe that you're getting absolutely everything I've shown you for a Platinum Club price today of £30.40 or $40. Isn't that absolutely outstanding value for money? The amount you're getting is amazing. It's going to be taking your Halloween crafting not just this year to next year, the year after, and so on and so on and so on. You'll be using this collection for many, many years to come. You've seen all the amazing goodies that you've got, but for me, the thing I love to say, I love to see all the finished samples. I want to know what I can create when I get these home. And let's have a little look with Jan. And I think she's even going to sneak in a little demo after we've had a look at these fabulous samples.
So again, like you just said, Lily, it's like you've got like all those different elements, and I usually spread them all out on my desk when I first get a collection. Have a look what they all do. Perhaps with the dies, cut them out of some scrap card, see what they look like, see what size they are. But I've just popped you a few samples here just to give you an idea of some of the pieces that are in that collection. So again, like Lily was saying, picking out areas to highlight with that stencil over the embossing folder there just makes it so straightforward with regards to adding colour. But equally so, I just think the black maybe with some silver gilding wax, something like that would look just as nice. Adding some of your papers in the background there if you wish. Again, the little ghosts are just adorable, aren't they? I'm not sure how spooky they are. They're absolutely adorable. So these have actually been, and if I tilt this, see if we can just pick up the shimmer. These have actually, I think this has been done with a watermark ink pad through the stencil, and then they've got white embossing powder over the top. So a really, really cool way to make those stand out over a piece of the backing paper there from some of the collections. Again, bringing in the stamps. You know that I'm a stamper, so all the stamps always jump out, but I just think he is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Again, making that a focal point. The sentiment there is from the stamp set. You've got the little gravestone in the background there. Again, this one, we're going to use this in my demo, that little hat. Very reminiscent of the shape cards that we've, you know, it all links together. This is like a little mini version of it. And this one's actually been put onto a gift bag. So we've actually just made a gift bag out of the paper pad and added detail to it. And again, you know, taking it a step further, this is fabulous.
Oh, wow.
So again, making those pop-up boxes. So again, using the sentiments, using all the elements from that stamp set there, but I love the fact that these fold flat, which means that you can actually pop them into an envelope to post them. And then I've just brought along with me, because I had this collection on last time I was here, I've just brought along the one that we did on the ink background last time, and that was using that stencil that you had a look at, Lily. So we've got that base at the bottom. We've got those beautiful decorative corners. This was just done again on an ink background. You've seen me use that sentiment here, and then we just wanted one of the little icons just to sort of add some detail. Now I did plan, I've actually done it. Last time I was here, I talked about doing my spooky Halloween project, which I've done, and it's now sat on my shelf at home. I was going to bring it today, but then I changed my mind because I didn't want it to get damaged. I will try my best to post a picture of it, but as a lot of you guys know out there, my social media has been hacked, and I just wanted to talk to you guys that are watching today. A lot of you have actually got hold of me and said, you know, are you aware of it? Yes, I am, but please do not interact with anything to do with my previous pages for work. We are in the process of trying to update it here, and I will let you guys know when it's safe. But the last thing I would want is for anybody that's sort of been associated with my page to get into any difficulties. So at the moment, my social media is actually a no-go area, which is why I've not posted the pictures up there. So what we're going to do today then, as I say, the stamp sets always attract my attention, always. I love stamping and colouring. So again, we've actually got the Boo to You, which is a clear acrylic stamp set here. And you've got a lovely array of little stamps. Let me just see, have I got anything white? I can see that on top. Does that showing up all right? I put it on there, that's it, got it. There we go, look. So you can see all these different little creatures. We've got the little mouse ghost. We've got the little pumpkin here with the cat in. You can see the little mummy rabbit that we've just looked at. And again, this one is the one that I went for. And I've actually stamped and coloured this one and it's just so dinky, it really is. I think there's lots and lots of different uses for it. And then I've created my sentiment from the little trick or treat sentiment here that I'm going to use on my project. So this is really, really simple. It's probably one of the most simple gift bags that I've ever come across. And I've demoed it before, and I know some of the team have. But all you need is a sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock. Anything. I've gone for the black just because it's in keeping with the theme, but this will work for Christmas, it will work for every day, whatever you want. 12 by 12, and then we're literally going to make that tic-tac-toe grid on it. So you're going to score it at 4 inches, score it at 8 inches, and then rotate and do the same on the other side. So 4 and 8. So you should end up with 9 equal squares that are 4 by 4 inches. I know it's not easy to see on the black. You will, when I turn it over, you'll see what I've done with it.
I can just about see that,
And then turn it onto the diagonal, and this is where this line comes in handy. I've actually got my big scoreboard here. So all the way down the centre here, I'm going to line up the points on one of the diagonal corners, and then I've scored from the outside corner to where these two lines cross. So I've just scored in so far until those bisect. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom, from the corner up to where those lines bisect. And then I've turned it and I've done the same on this side. Okay? And then the folding is very, very straightforward. We're going to fold all the vertical and horizontal lines in on themselves, and then the diagonal lines we're going to fold the opposite way. Now when I pop this together, this is going to be the inside of the box, and I've actually just taken some of my papers to help embellish. So this is the linen cardstock from that festive and fallen festive pack, and this is actually from the 12 by 12 Halloween pad. So I'm literally going to pop this one in the middle and the inside, and then I've already done the same with the outside. So I've got the pieces stuck on the outside because we just wanted to jump ahead. So that one's going to go inside in the middle like so. And then when I turn it over, you can see I've got my pieces on the opposites, not where the diagonal, my diagonal lines are at the corners, but these are on each side. Okay, and then I've just taken my little single hole punch, okay, and where these fold together, it's not easy to demo this bit because it ends up inside the box, but where these fold together, the top section of the box here, you just want to take your hole punch and actually pop a little hole, and I've gone down maybe about 1/2 inch from the top of the box, and I've done that, you can see, just about see, yep, on all 4 corners there. Okay, so when we bring this together now, we're literally going to bring the sides up and the corners will fold inside, and you've got the quickest, easiest little gift box, and you can knock these out honestly in minutes. You can do smaller versions. I've used a full 12 by 12 sheet, but if you think that you're dividing it into 3, you want a size that would work. So for example, your 9 by 9, you could do 3-inch squares. If you went right down to a 6 by 6, you can make a little tiny mini one that's 2-inch squares that you could maybe just fit one little individual chocolate or something in. Absolutely really cute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, did I decide which one was going to be the front? I don't think it really matters.
Choices.
Choices, yeah. I don't know. We'll go for that one.
No?
And then I'm going to pop my little bit of detail just on the front of it so that you've got an element there. So again, I've popped some tape, probably more than I need. I like things to be stuck down.
Belt and braces, it's the best way to be.
I don't like things falling off, especially if you're doing it as a gift for somebody. So yeah, we've got our little witch's hat, and I just think it is so, so cute.
I think that's probably my favourite stamp in that set.
Yeah, that one and the little mummy bunny.
Yeah.
They're just really cute.
I think it's lovely because it's fun Halloween. It's not scary Halloween.
No.
The kiddies aren't going to look at this and have nightmares or anything.
Do you know, my
like
daughter's
that.
come up with, and I don't know whether any of you guys in there, any of you guys watching from the States are aware of this one. She's seen it online and she's come up with a different idea this year. With regards to trick or treating that she's going to do with my little grandbabies. And it's on the process of giving rather than taking. Because you go around trick or treating asking for, you know, treats or things like that. Whereas she's actually flipping it on its head and they're going to go around booing people. So the idea is that you actually go round to, she's only going to do it with friends and family, and unfortunately I won't be at home because I'm actually working on the 31st, but you go knock on somebody's door that you know and you leave them a little gift pack and it says you've been booed, and inside it you can pop anything. You could pop a card in it, you could pop treats in it, whatever you fancy. The idea is that you leave it on the doormat for them to find when they open the door. And I just thought, what a lovely concept of teaching the children that act of giving rather than expecting people to give something to them. So yeah, they're going to go along those lines this year.
I like that.
So all we're going to do with that now, again, I had the twine out, so I've just got a little piece of that twine, and I'm going to fold these in. So I've got that diagonal line pinched inside, and then pop my twine all the way through all 4 of these.
Lovely.
Okay, so from one side to the other.
I have to say,
which always sounds straightforward until you come to do it on TV, doesn't it?
Then you all fingers
and then you think, you know, the twine's like a cable trying to get it through the holes. There we go, look, through that one, and then through the last one.
Say, this is reminding me about these gift bags. I've not made one of these in years. I think I'll be creating one of these very soon. How easy was it though to actually create this from scratch, decorating it however you like, but it's going to be perfect for all of those Halloween makes, isn't it?
And then all I've done is I've just tightened that up. And we're going to attempt to tie.
Oh dear, this is a test, isn't it?
There we go. As I say, you sit and do this at home, you think, yeah, that's fine, and then you come to do it live on air and everything just goes wrong.
And you've either got far too much twine or nowhere near enough.
So again, you can just see we've got all those details there. And I have in my bag, I will just say to the crew that are on air and the crew that's outside, I have got in my bag a packet of goodies to fill this with later for you all guys, So you can come and help yourself later. Okie dokies.
Oh,
there we go.
Love that. Doesn't
that got their attention in my ear, didn't it?
Yeah, they're like, oh, they finally woke up. That woke them up, if anything would. What a fabulous project, though. And of course, you could be filling that with absolutely anything you like, but absolutely ideal for Halloween, isn't it? That makes use of that All Hallows Eve selection, 11-piece collection that you're getting for just £30.40 or $40. Now, Jan did feature some of that amazing All Hallows Eve collection, but she did also use that gorgeous Halloween paper pad. This is stunning, double-sided once again with this one, and it comes as a bundle where you're getting not only this fantastic paper pad, you're also getting a topper pad and some acetate as well. But let's have a little look at this paper pad first off. So this 3-piece showstopper collection comes to you today for, blimey, that is a good price. You're saving nearly 20 quid on this one. Wow. £20.80 or $27.20. So as part of your paper pad, you're getting a whopping 36 double-sided sheets, uncoated, which is fantastic because it allows you to actually add all your different mediums onto here to actually enhance those papers even more. You could be bringing in your gilding waxes, your glitter paste, it could be your inks, it could be your glossy highlights, your glitters, your gilding flakes. You can be adding those to that uncoated cardstock. 180 GSM in weight. Beautiful quality. You can be using it for your matting and layering. It could be your die cutting. You could literally just be popping these in a frame. The design, I mean, look at that. Look at all the layers. Look at all the detail, all the dimension you're getting on these papers. It's one of those where every time you look at this, you're going to start to see even more every single time you look deeper into that design. There's so much interest on each and every single page. Think of snipping into it. Don't just think of using that full 12-inch sheet. Think of maybe 4 6x6-inch mats for the front of your cards. You've got so many options with this fantastic paper pad, and that's just one element as part of this 3-piece collection. Let's go on to next, have a look at the most gorgeous acetate. Wow, not just acetate, but foiled acetate. Oh my goodness me, the quality of this is absolutely stunning. All foiled in those different Halloween themed colourways. You have got a construction weight on this one at 380 micron. 12 by 12 inches in size. These are super cool. You get your cobwebs, you get your sort of pumpkin faces, you get your ghosts and your bats as well. Just amazing quality. You can be creating your boxes out of this. You can be creating your bags and boxes from this fantastic acetate. Just super special. Absolutely love that. And then finally, to finish off your makes, as that embellishment, as that focal point if you want it to be, it's your trick or treat die cut 3D topper pad. You are getting a whopping 15 sheets. The beauty of these is, yes, of course we can use them layered up all together to get those decoupage dimensional designs, but actually you can use every single one of those pieces, every single one of those layers separately, which gives you amazing value for money, which is perfect, especially if you're thinking about selling your makes. Lots of different Halloween themed designs across this paper pad. These are just fantastic for quick creations. You can even be getting the kiddies involved when it comes to these, and don't worry, somebody will not have snipped into yours. You'll be getting the full 15 sheets as part of that fantastic topper pad. So that 3-piece collection, you're getting your paper pad, your acetate and your topper pad as well for an amazing price of £20.80 or $27.20. Now we've got about 40 minutes. Wow, this show has absolutely flown by. Just 40 minutes left on this show. So before we come back for that final segment, got a little bit more inspiration to come from Jan, but let's give you a little break and a chance to check out those baskets. We'll see you in just a couple of moments.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm the soft craft expert for Crafter's Companion. I've always crafted, I think because my parents worked at Shepperton Studios. I grew up at Shepperton. They were always working, so my holidays and my weekends and my evenings were spent at the studios, and I just sort of sit around with the other artists and they'd give me a bit of clay to play with or some fabric. So I was always making things, and there were a couple of us a couple of children around the same sort of age, and we just used to make clothes for our Cindy dolls. I'm flighty with my crafts. I want to try everything, so I go all out and I decide tomorrow I'm going to be doing candle making, and I buy all the stuff and I make candles, and then I lose interest and I move on to the next thing. I want to be able to have a little go at all sorts of crafts, and I've always been like that ever since I was a small child, so I think I can turn my hand and give anything a go. My craft inspiration, I think a lot of that comes from the internet, looking online, being able to watch sort of artists producing bits and pieces, as well as sort of just general crafters. But a lot of my inspiration came from sort of my mum and my mum's friends, which were all sort of great designers and people that created all sorts of different things. The Crafters TV audience have been so kind to me. So when I first started, and I've not been here a huge amount of time, and I've done a little bit of presenting, I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made and when they've been inspired by the shows. I think that's great. My biggest achievement, I'm going to put it on social media. I said that I was more proud of this than I was when I had my children. It was when I won a Demo of the Week. I was just absolutely gobsmacked that I'd won Demo of the Week. I don't often win Demo of the Day, so to win Demo of the Week, I was really, really super excited. Oh God, I can't give you the gossip because I promised that I wouldn't give any of the gossip away, but it is great. Lots of us stay overnight in a house here, which is brilliant because we all get to know each other on a real personal kind of level rather than just colleagues. So it's a really great atmosphere, and there's so much to learn from all of these people that I work with. So I feel really quite blessed to be part of this. It is a happy family, I have to be honest.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. We have just over half an hour left on this wake-up call, and what a fantastic wake-up call we're having. I'm feeling personally super inspired by Jan's amazing demonstrations, and I know you guys at home are as well. So we've got lots of love coming in on the socials for Jan's demos. A few hellos we're going to say just before we have a look at our next amazing item we'll be crafting within that next demonstration. Colleen is saying good morning. Denise is saying good morning from Virginia. Kim Rice is loving the dye that Jan has just been using. Adriana's in from San Antonio, Texas. She found out at lunchtime there was a tornado in her neighbourhood yesterday, but thankfully they're all fine. Well, I'm so pleased to hear that you're all right, Adriana, and do take care in those sorts of weather conditions. Lynn Harvey is in saying good morning. She's popping in while having a break in the hotel before heading off out again. Lynn, are you on holiday? Well, if you are, I hope you're having a fantastic time, and I hope the weather's a lot better if you are than it is here, because it's dull, it's miserable, it's crafting weather, as I call it. Terry Anderson is saying, because Jan was talking about doing the trick-or-treating and the different tradition. Terry says, yes, Jan, we do that in the States. Our neighbours do it almost every year. The kids get permission to ding-dong ditch. That must be what we call that here, knock-a-door run.
Knock-a-door run. That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, ding-dong ditch. Well, I've never heard that before, but I think a little bit different. You Expressions by Candy. Love this. She heard the greatest idea about Halloween for kids who can't have candy or other sweet stuff. They say if you place a teal coloured pumpkin on your porch, it signifies that you have treats but no food. What a great idea. Love that. Lois is also loving the gift box that Jan's just shown us. Lynn Harvey's liking the idea of booing people. Yeah, it is a lovely idea to teach children. It's not all about expecting treats from everyone. It's nice to give, isn't it, than to receive. Kim Rice, booing folks is huge in the US. I have to say it's the first time I've ever heard about it, so this is news to me. Evelyn Kiefer is saying she used a topper pad to decorate some boxes and bags yesterday. Ooh, Mariah, this is exciting. She should be getting Crafter's Companion birthday goodies in the mail today. Well, excited for you. Always exciting to have crafty deliveries turn up at our door. And Lynn Harvey says, beautiful little bag, Jan. And a note from Alex, she's saying it's always been knocking 9 doors for her. Not heard that one.
Yeah, lots of different variations, yeah.
Isn't that interesting? I always find it interesting, all different areas, whether it's different parts in the country or different countries. You've all got different sort of sayings. It's always quite interesting to learn those. Now, next demonstration is going to be once again all about Halloween. Don't forget, tonight's Craft Vault with Debbie and Jan is going to be all about those amazing spooktacular deals. If you want to bag a bargain on all of those Halloween crafty goodies, then make sure you join those two lovely ladies at 6 o'clock tonight. But you don't have to wait till 6 o'clock to get your hands on some of the most fantastic bargains. We have a great deal here on the Halloween Treat Box collection, and it's coming alongside some real essential card. But first up, let's have a look at our fantastic Halloween treat boxes. So the beauty of these is you can create kind of any character you want. We give you the 3 main designs, with that being your cute little cat. I mean, how adorable is she? You get your pumpkin, not just for Halloween, but for that whole season of fall as well. And then you get that gorgeous spider. I mean, he's not a scary spider. He's absolutely adorable. He's a fluffy little spider, for goodness sake. He's beautiful. You get the ability to create all of those designs, but I know how creative all of you guys at home are. Start looking at these shapes and look at them just as shapes, as core shapes. What can you be creating besides those 3 characters? It can be different animals. Dean in my ear is saying a chipmunk. Yes, it could be a chipmunk if you so choose, but I'm thinking with your little cat design, that could be every day as well. You can start to build these into different characters. You can have a lot of fun with these. You do also get the stencil that allows you to create these into boxes. So they can be toppers, but boxes is the main concept when it comes to these. And so it wasn't enough for £18.40 or $23.20 to get all of those dies and the stencil as well. We're bringing to you, which has fast become one of my most used card stocks. Yes, 5 packs of this later, and I'm still going. You're getting 30 sheets of your fall and festive luxury linen cardstock. The colourways in this one, of course, they're going to work absolutely perfectly alongside the designs that you've got in your treat boxes, but these are essential colours that you'll be using day in, day out when it comes to your crafting. You've got your black and your white. I mean, black and white linen card, it is an essential. You're getting your browns, you're getting your more bright colours, you're getting your more muted colours. You've got that whole colour palette that will be taking your crafting year in, year out, all throughout the year. 30 sheets of this, 250 GSM, that beautiful quality linen texture. I always think it gives your make such an expensive look and feel to have that slight linen weave onto all of your creations. All of that, all the dice, the stencil, and 30 sheets of that gorgeous quality cardstock for, quite frankly, an amazing Platinum Club price of £18.40 or $23.20. But I know Jan's got a little bit of inspiration as to quite how easy it is to get the most amazing results with these fantastic dies.
I just think these are lots and lots of fun. Again, I know my own life is sort of taking a direction of crafting with the children. My Toby, absolutely, can we craft, Nanny? And it doesn't matter what we're doing, as long as we're popping something together. He's got his own little craft kit that we've already started, which has got some bits and pieces in. But yeah, he loves anything like this. We've made all sorts of things to hang as mobiles, to stick on the wall, to whatever. If it's got googly eyes, it's even better. It's a winner. And he loves his sort of stickers and things like that. So these, you know, they were designed as 3 specific characters, like Lily said, but I just think, you know, a little bit of time and imagination and you could create lots and lots of different things. The idea behind these are a little tiny gift box, and you can just see behind here, we have a little look in there, thank you, and you can just see we've got that little gift box big enough there to put some nice little treats in. And then you've got all the metal work to cut out and have a play with these designs. So we've got the pumpkin there, okay, which is one of the designs, adding all the little all the bits of decoration that you see are all. I'll show you the metalwork in a second. We've also got that little, like you say, he is a cute little spider, isn't he? He's not a scary one at all. He's just really cute. So again, you know, I was just imagining when you were talking about it, Lily, I could picture this in green with some googly eyes as being like one of the monsters.
Yes.
You could make a series of them in different colours, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And then we've also got that one to make the cat, which is the one that we're going to demo. And again, they are just absolutely adorable. They really are, just to have a play with and have that little gift box. Some of them, you can just use the back of the box, so you've got that shaping on the back of the box. This one, we've actually decorated the back as well as the front, so you know how much or as little as you want. And you were talking about turning them into other things, Lily, and I just think this is a perfect example. So just taking away the Halloween and actually adding some pink card in there with the white and the little pink ribbon at the top. How gorgeous would they be for little thank you gifts for parties and things like that, or little favours. They could be wedding favours, it could be a baby shower, something like that. You've got the pink, or you could do the blue or the neutral tones. I just think there is a lot of scope for that thinking outside of the box, and you guys know that's what I like doing. I like taking the things that we produce, looking at the concept, but then looking at what else we can do with them. Now, I have followed the concept today, so in your kit, the metal work, there is a lot of metal in there for the price that you see on your screen today. So you can see you've got those three main figures. We've got the pumpkin, we've got the cat, and we've got the little spider, and then you've got an array of things, and there's nothing to stop you mixing and matching. They have sort of put, you know, for example, the whiskers in with the cat, they've got the pumpkin face, but there's nothing to stop you mixing and matching them and having a real good play with them. And then the box itself is that little template. Now, these are becoming more and more popular, I think. You know, we're seeing these a lot in our collections now, purely because we can do you a much better price on the Mylar templates than we can the metalwork. The metalwork is the bit that costs the money. We can keep the prices down by actually popping these, and you've got these will last. As long as you look after them, they will last. You can use them as they are, or you can actually spray the back of them with a little bit of the repositional adhesive and use them as so. So I chose some of my black matte card, and it is just simply a case of drawing a right round the outside. Now, if there is a straight edge, I usually put that up against, because I'm lazy, and it's like, why cut an extra piece when you don't have to? So I've just got this lined up against the straight edge of my card, and I just hold it in place, and then I've got a pencil here. Sometimes on the black card I will use a white crayon, but I didn't actually put it in my bag. It's still, I know exactly where it's sat on my desk. So again, all the way around the outside, just follow the shape of the template all the way around until I get back to that straight line where we started here. And then the lines inside are actually your score lines. So you can draw the whole line in if that helps. I tend to just pop a little bit, whether my pencil's sharp enough to go through.
Do you know what, Jan, that's so funny, because I do exactly the same with you in terms of the straight edge, and I do exactly the same as you in terms of the score line. So I must have learnt it from you many years ago.
Oh, who knows, Lily? It could be the other way around. Honestly, it's we're a definite breed, us crafters, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure. It's
So
just making
all
our
I've
lives easier, isn't it? It's like, why make things hard for yourself?
So all I've done is I've literally just marked either side. I don't know whether we can, is that actually showing up on there?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Got that.
So I've just literally marked either side where the score line is, and we're just going to line this up on our scoreboard. So I've still got my large scoreboard out here. So pop this on here. So I would take I've not pulled those out, but I would take my larger scissors for this and actually cut all the way around the outside. And what I normally do is cut away the pencil line. Again, I'm lazy. I don't like having to rub it all out when I'm done.
Me too.
So cut away the pencil line, and that will leave you your little shape like so. So if I actually put that one on there, you can see where I've cut round it now. We've got those two straight edges. This is going to be the front and back of our box. And then all I did, where I've got those pencil lines, I've lined, again, this is where this comes in. I know not everybody likes to do this on their scoreboards, but personally, I think it's invaluable because all I've done is line it up, and I've popped in my score lines. So all the way around the base to create that little box at the bottom, and then you've got your diagonal lines. Again, all you need to do where you've got that pencil mark, line it up on here, pop your score line in, and you're good to go. And then I've already added some red line tape there onto what will be the tabs. So the ones that are angled are always your glue tabs. So however you want to stick this, whether you want to use wet glue, our tape runners are very strong. They are suitable for this kind of thing. But you know me, I love my red line tape. Now I'm just going to try and get that down without it crashing onto the floor. There we go. That's it.
Phew. Don't breathe.
All right, so all I've done is I've popped red line tape on here. We're going to take those off on either side. And then it's up to you how far you take these into your box. These are going to become the tabs that stick inside here. What I tend to do is line this top corner up here with the outside edge of the box, like so. So I've actually just got that top corner of that straight tab lined up with the curve here, and then give that a little press inside. There is a little tiny bit there. You can just see I've got a little tiny bit overhanging there on the front. But again, you can stick it anywhere inside there. Don't get caught up about where it needs to fit. You are basically just creating that little box shape. And then once I've got those in there, I do like to give them a little burnish just to make sure that all the bubbles are out of the glue and that it's all stuck down nicely. So again, the same with the other side. And I just use that as a guideline. And you've created then the cutest little box in there just to pop your goodies in. So you could fit a few little treats in there, you could pop a message in there, it could be a, you know, you could have other gifts in there.
It could be a diamond ring.
We're looking at Halloween, but you could, sorry?
Could be a diamond ring in
You
that.
certainly could. Oh, that would be nice.
It would, wouldn't it?
Can you just imagine?
Oh.
And then, of course, we've gone to town with all the decorations. So again, I've got a lot of this ready. Rather than you just watching me die cut all the pieces, I've put the little face together. But I took the outline for the cat. We're going to pop him on the front. And again, I've used cardstock from that lovely textured pack that we've got, the fall and festive one. You can see there, that cuts out your little cat face there.
Aww.
So again, you can have these on the front and on the back. And then you've got lots of elements inside here then that will build up the rest of it. So I have actually popped his face together. So they are so cute, honestly. So you can see here we've got, obviously they're in reverse with the dies, but you can see the top half of the hat and the brim of the hat here. We've also given you the band for the hat and the buckle. So you can see I've just popped those across, and I've just used a little bit of silver mirror card for the buckle to make it look like metal. You've got the little stars here, which I've decorated the hat with, and then you've got all the items. So we've got the cat's eyes, which are sort of that lovely tapered shape. I've used the circle from here to do the inside part of the eye. You've got the little nose and the mouth, and even the whiskers here. So yeah, little tiny pieces, but they just add all the difference. And then I got my white gel pen out, the little inside of the ears as well. And then I've just had my gel pen out here to just highlight the eyes and a little bit over the front of the nose here. Absolutely gorgeous. And then in my stash, I have actually got, and this is not a Crafter's Companion one, this is one I've had a long time that I bought online, but this is actually black foam tape. So because I was got a black box and a black cat, I didn't want to stick white foam pads inside it. So all I'm going to do is actually pop a little bit of this on the back of here. So if you have it, I know you can actually buy black foam pads. Some of the companies sell black foam pads. But this one, as I say, this has been in my stash for a very long time, and occasionally it comes out and gets an airing. So I'm just going to pop a couple of pieces on the front of there. Attempt to get the backing off, because that's always the hardest part, especially when we're on air. And you know my love-hate relationship with this stuff. There we go, that's one. And then the same on this side. Come along.
And as well, don't just think about using that treat box stencil alongside the characters. I've actually created a box before where I've just used the stencil to create the box and then decorated it using elements from the Venetian Grace collection. So
lovely.
Yeah, you don't just have to put the face on the front. It is just a cute shaped box at the end of the day.
So I've literally just popped the little cat raised up a little, just a fraction at the front.
Does make a
and
difference.
Then this one I'm going to stick flat on the back. So I'm going to use my all-purpose. And again, you can decorate the whole thing at the back. I just wanted to put that shaping. So make sure I've got my linen texture on the outside there. And again, just line that. And I've just lined it up with this bottom edge here and let that one dry. And then I thought, right, I just want to add a little bit of extra to it. So again, just a scrap of my black cardstock. And this just measures 1 inch by 8 3/4. It literally was a scrap that was sat on my desk. And what I'm going to do with this one is just grab my other tool there, my bone folder, and just give this one a bit of a curl to create a handle.
Okay.
And I've popped some tape on each side, and we're literally going to pop this inside to make it into like a little handled bag rather than just the little box. So again, all I'm going to do is go right, and I've done the width of the tape. I've used the largest of the tape, the 12mm, and I'm just going to pop that right inside the edge of the box there, and try not to stick it to the mat. And then this one inside. Oops, a daisy, that's because my glue's not dry. Pop him back on there. You stay there. Do you talk to your crafts?
Oh, goodness, yeah.
All
You have
the
to.
time.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know what you're doing, would you?
And then I'm going to pop that one just inside there. Okay? So you'll have plenty of time for yours to dry. And then I have literally just stamped out, and I'm going to pop this right across the top. Just a trick or treat there. So again, I think we will pop a bit of a curve in that so that it follows the line of the handle. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in the middle of there and pop this one across the top of the handle. So you can still get into the back of there to pop your treats in, but you've got that gorgeous little gift box there. And I just think, you know, you can make these in any colourways. Again, they would be great, like we talked about earlier, if you were having sort of a Halloween party, or if you have a birthday around Halloween, you could make them into little party favours and things like that. Absolutely tons and tons. I wish I had some spare time to actually look at how many different characters you could make with the template. Be like challenged to see how many. So yeah, if you've made other things with it, send us some pictures and let's have a look at the other ideas.
Oh yeah, we'd love to see. Oh, but what a fantastic demonstration. That cat is so cute.
It's cute, isn't it?
He's adorable, and I love adding the handle as well. It just gives it that little point of difference, which I think is so special. So many of you at home are messaging in to say quite how much you love these treat boxes, and lots of ideas coming in as well, which I always love to hear. Adriana is saying, my 3-year-old great niece did the cat and pumpkin. Wow, she loved them, and she's going to turn them into fridge magnets. What a fantastic idea. Paw Print ×4 also loves the treat bags. She's already been using them. This is a great idea. Kitty treats for a friend's cat and a spider for her grandson. I love that. Or Lynn Harvey, you are on holiday, but I hope you're having a lovely time, Lynn. She says it's going to feel like another birthday celebration when she gets home from holiday, because she's had so many deliveries while she's away. At least it's something nice to come home to, that is for sure. Karen is saying good morning everyone from Woodbury, CT, I believe, Connecticut. Might be right, might not be wrong. If I'm wrong, I do apologise. But coming from Woodbury. Then we have got Adriana is saying the whiskers and mouth are a little bit too small for Scarlett to manipulate. So what she did is she traced out the pattern they left in the cardstock. What a great idea, using your die cut waste like a stencil. Oh, Shireen is saying, afternoon, got my first birthday week purchase yesterday and the other one's arriving today. Exciting times. Everyone's loving Jan's last demonstration as well. Lois is saying a very sweet gift box or home decor. Thank you, Jan. Adriana is saying, love this, Jan. And Terry is also saying, that is super cute, Jan. And I've just heard, newsflash in my ear, CT is Connecticut. I know, get me. Wow, get me with my US geography. That's it for the day though. No more geography for me. But so many lovely comments coming in. Jan did use that fantastic collection that was all about our Halloween treat boxes. Not only are you getting the dies and the stencils, you're also getting the cardstock as well, which I'll show you in just a moment. But first up, that amazing collection of dies. The amount of metal you're getting as part of all of these dies is absolutely amazing. And don't forget, you do get that stencil as well, which is what enables you to create that base box shape. £18.40 or $23.20 brings you not just all of those dies and stencils, but also a whopping 30 sheets of your linen textured cardstock in all of those different colourways you can see there. 250 GSM and A4 in size. £18.40 or $23.20 for all of those crafty goodies. Now, we have had some amazing demonstrations from Jan throughout this wake-up call, and it's time to start that vote off. What is going to win demo of the show? I'm not quite sure. I'm glad I don't have to vote. It's down to you guys at home. But Jan, what have we got to vote for?
So we started off at the top of the show with those lovely swirl embossing folders that we're going to be using for our craft along shortly this afternoon. So we actually used this in conjunction with the pigment ink there, and we created that lovely version, just turning it landscape. It doesn't have to be portrait. So that was number 1. Number 2, we had a look at the Halloween gift bags, and we used the sort of the inside, for want of a better way. We used the plainer side and decorated that with elements from the All Hallows Eve collection. So that one's number 2. Number 3, again, staying in with the All Hallows Eve, we created the little gift bag. So again, one of the easiest boxes you can make. It takes literally minutes to just pop together. If you're wanting to add the mats and layers, obviously just popping those on, and then details from that, little extra details from that clear, get my teeth in, clear acrylic stamp set. So that's number 3.
Yeah.
And then number 4, we've just made the little cat gift bag there using the templates from that collection as well.
1, 2, 3 or 4.
1, 2, 3 or 4.
I can't call it. I mean, I never can, to be fair, because I just want to vote for all of them. But I'm not quite sure what you guys at home are going to go for. A lot of Halloween in there, and then that first demonstration is something a little bit different. So I will be very interested to see what you guys at home are going to vote for. Demo of the show. Now, before the end of the show, we've got just over 10 minutes left on this morning's wake-up call. We want to share with you a few fantastic deals. We've got so many amazing bargains coming up on tonight's Craft Vault. So let's give you a little sneak peek of some of the offerings that will be coming up. Of course, you don't have to wait till 6 o'clock tonight. You can get your hands on these crafty goodies right here, right now this morning as part of our wake-up call. So first up, we've got one of our card kits. This is our Concertina Shutter Card Kit, Joys of the Season. So it's all about those Christmas creations, allowing you to create your shutter cards very easily. You get the die cut designs already cut, already pre-scored as well, and all those die cut decorations as well to decorate up those cards so they look absolutely fantastic, but so quick and easy to create. 50 pieces as part of that collection, £13.99 or $16.77, an absolute steal. You're saving 30% on that one. Now next up, I demoed this actually on Wednesday's Wake Up Call. If you caught that show, I brought those amazing gold shimmer ink pads into play alongside these stamps and dies, and this is an absolute steal. This is a half price deal, just £5.19 or $5.99 for all of those stamps, all of those dies. That is your beautiful butterfly colourable creator card stamp and die set. Allows you to use these stamps with the dies or without the dies. That choice is yours. You can cut that detail into your cardstock or bring that out to die into play as well. You can also cut that design out of your cardstock as a panel, coordinating stamps in terms of your sentiments as well. Makes the most gorgeous show-stopping cards, but we all love a butterfly, so you cannot go far wrong. When it's half price, you certainly cannot go wrong with that one. Now next up, I know this is one of Jan's favourites, and it certainly is one of mine as well. I don't think there's anybody on our team here at Crafters Companion that does not use this day in, day out. It literally sits on my craft desk. It's never more than a metre away from me when I'm crafting, because it is a true essential. It's your 8x8 inch stamping platform with its magnetic base. It makes stamping an absolute breeze. Perhaps you struggle with your dexterity and you struggle to get that perfect stamped impression each and every single time that you're stamping. This allows you that security. That's almost like a safety blanket. So you can go back and re-stamp re-ink as many times as you need to. You've got that spring-loaded feet as well, which means getting that crisp impression is nice and easy to do without needing to apply a lot of pressure. It's absolutely fantastic, a true crafty essential, and when you're saving 20%, it makes it even better, taking that Platinum Club price all the way down to £15.99 or $25.57. 8x8 inch in size means it's going to work with a majority of your large stamps as well, and even those tiny little diddy sentiments, it works a treat for those too. Next up, perhaps you've been doing your stamping and you want something to colour those stamped images in with. We have got some of our amazing Illustrator pens. You're saving 30% on these. This is a set of 12 pens. It's your sketching set of pens, the colourways that you get in there. You can see on your screens, £13.99 or $25.19. Just over £1 a pen is your outstanding value for money, because the quality of the nibs on these pens are honestly absolutely amazing. One end is that really fine bullet nib. It's almost so fine, it's almost like a fine line. It's that precise on that nib. And then your other nib is the most amazing quality brush nib. Japanese brush nib, honestly, is one of the most amazing quality brush nibs you could ever wish to use. Allows you to get those flicking techniques, those flicking results so easily, so quickly. It's going to allow you to colour like a pro, even if you've only just started colouring with your alcohol-based pens. Saving 30% on that one, £13.99 or $25.57. $5.19. And then finally, something a little bit different. We're going to go for a little bit of multimedia when it comes to this final deal that I'm going to share with you. And another amazing deal at half price. Oh my goodness me, £5.19 or $9.51 from Multimedia Die. That is absolutely amazing value. It allows you to create your very own jigsaw. So what you can do is you can be printing your own photos off. You can be getting a piece of mount board. Just stick your photo to your piece of mount board, cut it out, and you create your very own jigsaw. But with them being multimedia dies, it's not just about your card, not just about your mount board. You can be cutting your fabrics as well with those, or multiple layers of card, meaning you can create your makes very quickly and very easy with one pass through that die cutting machine. Amazing price, £5.19 or $9.51. That is quite frankly a steal of a deal. Some amazing deals. You'll find all of those over on the Shop the Day on the website. While you're over on the web, do have a little look around. You know, we've got lots of different deals over on the website. It's not just about what we're sharing with you on the shows, on the live shows. There's lots more besides. So do have a little perusal and see what goodies you can find. Now, gosh, apparently it's been very, very close when it comes to what's going to win a demo of the show. Demo of the show, it was very close between two of them. But demo of the show is going to number 3. Number 3.
Wow. So that's the box then,
It's
isn't
the
it?
box,
Yeah, this one.
Apparently it was very close between 3 and 4.
Excellent, there we go. Yeah. As I say, it's a go-to, this one. It really is, because it's so quick to do. So if you're sort of on last minute and you think, oh, I need to pop a little bit of something together. Yeah, it takes a few minutes to cut out the mats and layers, but the actual box itself, there's no cutting. It is just a 12 by 12 sheet, and then just the scoring, pop together, little bit of twine or ribbon, and you're good to go. So yeah, it really is a nice one. So thank you for that, guys. I'm going to fill it with some treats and sweets for the crew.
Oh,
when we finish.
What a fabulous make, and it just goes to show how you can use your fantastic Halloween items and mix and match lots of the different ranges together. I love the way that Jan used the Halloween paper pad. She used the fall and festive cardstock. She used some of the All Hallows Eve as well. Shows how everything's going to mix and match together, and you can have lots of crafty fun playing with all of those goodies in your crafty stash. Now, we've not had a chance to share this one with you just yet, so I don't want to sneak this in before the end of the show. We've got just over 5 minutes left, and this looks even better the right way up. I will tell you that one. But this is an absolute fabulous collection of stamps and dies. I was very lucky a few months ago now actually to do the first look on this one, and I loved playing with this collection. This is your Halloween shape card base stamp and die 2-piece collection. We say 2-piece, that is honestly doing it complete and utter disservice when you see the amount of goodies that you're getting. We say 2-piece because you're getting 2 sets, but the amount you're getting in each of those 2 sets is amazing. £18.40 or $23.20. You're saving over £16 or over $20, which is absolutely outstanding value for money. So what these allow you to do is allow you to take that outer die, here is your pumpkin, and create a shape card. Whether that's going to be a 10th fold card, a left fold card, it could even be an easel card. But you don't just have to be creating your shape card with these. These could just be big toppers onto your cards. Not just about creating that shape card though, of course it's about all those additional embellishments and even the stamps. You've got your curve stamp, which can give the shape, that curvature to your pumpkin, and all of those fantastic sentiments as well. Think of using your leaves separate from that design. Think of using your sunflowers separately. You don't have to use everything together. We say about Halloween, but of course this is just all about that season of fall. I'm thinking Halloween, thinking fall, I'm thinking harvest festivals, lots of versatility with that fantastic set of stamp and dies. And then finally, you're also getting your fantastic Wicked Witch. How cool is this one? Reminding me and Jan of that stamp that we saw earlier. That's just one demo of the show actually, that fantastic one from your All Hallows Eve. You've got once again that outer die that allows you to create that shape card. All of the embellishments right down to the little dots to pop on your polka dot hat. You've got your little stars, and once again getting all of those sentiment stamps as well. Very useful sentiment stamps and something a little bit fun, a little bit quirky. You've got things like Cheers Witches. You've got Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet. Love those. Super fun, super quirky. But both stamp and die sets for an amazing price today of just £18.40 or $23.20. Now you can see all the amazing design that you're getting, but these really do come to life when you see the finished samples, and I know Jan's got a couple she'd like to share with you right now.
I've just had a look at the packaging, Lily. There are 62 pieces amongst those two sets.
Oh my gosh!
Combination of stamps and dies, the metalwork, 62 pieces. So that brings it into some kind of context when you look at that price on screen. So the concept behind these was to make a little shape card. So you can see on the back, we've actually used the pumpkin to cut our cardstock, and then we've used the rest of all the elements there to decorate. So you can see the concept there, but taking it a step further, you know, bringing it more into your 3D project. So all we've done now is make a little box to go inside it, and then use that same template and all the decorative elements to just make a little gift box. So that was the pumpkin. So like you said, Halloween, harvest, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. And then also, this is one that I did last time I was here with the little witch's hat. So I didn't put the legs on it, I just used the hat. Again, you can have the legs with it if you wish, just to make that little shaped card, just showing you how simple it was to make. But again, using them as toppers brings them into another level with the cards there. So you can see this one's just been used with the die cut pieces to make the front of just an ordinary, what I call a bookfold card. Yep. And then those of you that were with me last time I was here, this was the craft along that we did.
Oh yes.
Using that same one, and we actually made sort of like we popped the hat on the belly band, left the boots on the card.
Love that.
And then we used it again on the inside. So you can see there just a different way of using all the different items. Yeah, really, really cleverly thought out, the collections. And I love that you can do different things with them. I think if you buy something that has one concept, great. But if you can do other things with it, you're getting that value for money.
Absolutely.
So yeah, whether you want to do the little shape card or whether you want to add in, you know, that as a topper on a card, it works either way. I just think these would make great invites as well. I know I keep going back to, and I appreciate that not everybody celebrates Halloween. I understand that, and our apologies if you're one of those people, because we have got very heavy Halloween theme today. But I just think these would make great invites. You know, you could pop your details on the inside if you're having a party, and pop these out as an invite in a little envelope as well.
Fantastic, absolutely love that collection. Amazing price on it as well at just £18.40 or $23.20. Now, Craft Along this afternoon is all about these amazing swirling embossing folders. I'm going to quickly show you the designs that you're getting as part of this 6-piece collection, and then we're going to give a little sneak peek of Jan's Craft Along to make sure that you're going to be tuning in at 3 p.m. this afternoon. So first up, and don't forget, you gain all 6 designs I'm about to show you for that Platinum Club price today of £17.60 or $28. First up, our gorgeous graceful swirls. Then we have got our butterfly swirls. Next up, it's our ornamental swirls. Then you've got your flourishing swirls, filigree swirls, and then finally elegant swirls. Every single one of those beautiful designs for that Platinum Club price of £17.60 or $28. Now, I did say this is going to be this afternoon's Craft Along. Jan, I think we need to give the guys at home a little sneaky peek of what we're going to be creating together this afternoon. Shall we have a little look?
Oh, I love my Craft Alongs. I think we all do, to be honest, but this is where my heart lies. I love being able to share our knowledge and the teaching aspect. So yeah, it was like, what can we do with an embossing folder that's a little bit different? You saw me do the cards earlier, you know, how to incorporate those inks into the cards, but I do like making my 3D projects. You've seen me do this kind of thing before. So this is an everyday tissue box, okay? Other brands are available. I'll just put my finger on there.
Yep.
And if you are wanting to follow along later, this one actually measures just under 4.5 inches by 4. And I've made this to fit that box. So again, you can take the idea of what we're going to do later and apply it to another size, okay? But you can see how I've incorporated those beautiful swirl embossing folders on all the 4 panels. So the front and the back is actually slightly wider than the sides, but we've incorporated that same folder, and I love the gilding wax on craft card.
Yeah.
I apologise, Jan's back with her craft card.
Don't
it's one of my favourite kinds of cardstock.
And then
I actually treated myself over the birthday week to the Wild at Heart collection. I couldn't resist. So I've actually used some paper from there, but again, it can be any paper. If you don't have that collection, don't think that you can't come and craft along with us at 3 o'clock. You can use any collection with it.
You most certainly can. What a gorgeous project that is. I cannot wait for 3 o'clock this afternoon, but it will be Debbie and Jan back at 3 o'clock for that craft along. It's the most gorgeous project, and I hope a lot of you guys will be tuning in, maybe crafting along at home or just saving it to be creating at a later date. Thank you so much for all of your company this morning. Thank you, Jan. I've had a lovely show. I've so enjoyed that. I'm feeling dead inspired actually myself. I will be back on Sunday. I am very, very excited. I've got my own craft along. Yes, I've got my craft along coming up on Sunday, all about the swash sentiment dies. Very excited for that one. It'll be myself and Becky all day on Sunday, but do make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the day here on Crafters TV and tomorrow as well, because we've always got so much inspiration and so many crafties goodies coming up for all of you guys at home. Take care, and I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.